look at, there it is, just how it's supposed to be, just like we never left. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at stuff. Hang on, adjusting things here. All right. Well, you're not supposed to be way over there. God damn it, redneck hillbilly. Let me make one adjustment for you. Brag the jar down here. All right. For any of you, welcome to the Gen X Talks live stream, the part of the series that I do like. I don't like those goddamn ambush videos, but hanging out with my friends, you guys say stuff to me, I say stuff back. You guys say more stuff. I clearly point out where you're wrong and that I'm right. Because I'm wonderful. Just ask me. I'll be more than happy to tell you. And then we move on from there. Now, this is the part of the show that makes sense. The part that doesn't make sense is coming after everyone, including myself, has been drinking. Remember, this is a symbiotic relationship. I drink and tell lies. You drink and you believe them. Now, if you're not going to drink and believe my lies on your end, why are we even here? What is the point of this whole thing? I'll tell you why the point of the whole thing is that you still get to listen to me, which is very, very, very important. All right. So, stuff that I had to say. If you don't like vertical, Rumble is horizontal. Facebook personal, horizontal. You guys can go to those pages over there and see things in what you would call a normal fashion. So if you don't like it, go poke around. You can figure out where it is. If you don't mind the vertical, then stay right where you're at. I did some adjustments on the vertical screen without the aid of Gen Z Kid, without Briggs. So I'm seeing if I got him right. I'm trying to make more room because you're like, I can't see what you're doing. Right below here's the chat. The chat jakes up everything. It's terrible. All right, back of the throat, getting all scratchy. So, it's been a minute. It is now Tuesday, August 27th. It is about 6:03 Los Angeles time, which is where I am.
Hey, psst.
What?
Pin PayPal.
What?
Pin PayPal.
Oh, my God. Look who's here. Yeah, she's here, too. All right, pin PayPal. I can't pin PayPal on Facebook, but I can pin it if you guys want to donate something on PayPal. If you say something, in the chat that is wonderful, doesn't matter where you are. You can be on Facebook Blue, Facebook Personal. You can be on Rumble. You can be on YouTube. We have moderators, yeah, and what they do is they copy and paste things that you guys say that are clever and witty and important, and then they put them in between the sheets, and the sheets is Google Sheets. And my wife, your queen, Gen X mom, she's reading the sheets. So anything you guys say can make its way to me. But you got to wait. You got to be patient. Now, some of you put in some stars, and some of you put in $5 or so. Yes, all of your shit with donations gets moved to the top, as it should. And we take care of those things. We don't want to miss any of those. Thank you very much for doing that. And, of course, if you do something on PayPal, that's way better, because then YouTube and Facebook don't get their cut. Yeah, fuck those guys. All right, moving on. So, oh, Jennifer Whitehead called me handsome. Handsome General. I believe we can start the program now. I used to go for 3 handsomes, but I'll take one right now. Handsome General, yes. Jennifer, I turned this down to about 4. I didn't want to get everybody riled up. I can turn this down, but look, I can't turn it off. I mean, it is what it is. All right. So there was stuff. Yeah, we got to go to the stuff section of the program. Yeah, we're not going to call this the drag and drop section anymore. We call it the stuff. You got the stuff section of the program? Yes, I do. Now, there's some things to talk about. And I'm a little upset. I want to get right to the part of being upset. Now, as you know, on staff, Trippy Pineapple, he works for a city, not the city. He works for a city as a code enforcement building inspector. And I'm starting to tell you, I'm hating those motherfuckers more and more and more and more. Now, I don't hate all of them to where I'm just throwing Trippy Pineapple in and going, yeah, fuck it, I hate you too. But we're this goddamn close. All right, let me cover something for you here. Let me vent my frustrations with the city. So if any of you are city workers, municipal workers, realize you assholes are getting close to pissing me off. Not that you care. Okay, so here's a picture of the back of my house. Now, you can see the yellow arrows pointing towards the deck. That came with the house. It's stucco. It matches the house. It was built with the house. It's an old house. That is an old deck. Now, what's new is the railing. Yeah, because we had a shitty railing on there, and we took it off, and we put up a temporary railing. The city says, no, you got to do a safety. No, safety related. No, change your fucking. So we changed the railing. We got rid of the old shitty one. We got rid of the temporary one, and we put up this one. We submitted the plans, and it was built to the plans, and they approved the plans, and the specs were built according to the plans. And the guy came out and hammered and screwed everything together and cut the wood according to the plans, and everything was fine. Except, and this is the reason I'm showing you this, they said, where are the architectural plans for the deck you built. I said I didn't build the deck. We just built a railing on the deck that was already there. Well, yeah, but clearly they said you built that deck. And we didn't see any plans submitted. We can't approve that railing. It's on an unapproved deck. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Literally down there, standing at their front desk. You wait in the long line, you take your number gets called, you walk up, you go to the window, you start talking with people. You get loud and you try and explain stuff. They get a supervisor. Now, there's 2 workers and a supervisor, and I go, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm showing him this picture. I said, I did not build that deck. Well, we don't know who built it, sir, but it's not approved. We need plans. We have no plans submitted with the city. We can look, and they're holding open a file folder going, look, there's no plans in here for a deck. I go, the deck was built with the house. What the fuck are you talking about? When Lennar built this house in about 30 days with 700 workers, there's not a straight angle on my house anywhere. They did it. They submitted the plans. Do you have the plans for the house being built? Well, no, that was with the builder. So is the fucking deck. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, you're going to have to, sir, you're going to have to show. Do we have to send somebody out? No, nobody else come out to my fucking property. So I'll tell you what I had to do. You clearly can see this is, do you think I could do this? I'm a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. I can fix cars. Oh, I'll fix your car. I'll purr like a kid. And I'll tune your old Honda, make a glass of water on the hood with no ripples. Yeah. But this, not a fucking chance. I probably couldn't even do a birdhouse. And not that I would try to put stucco on a birdhouse, but never mind. So what I'm saying is, so here's the deck, right? And I'm trying to convince these guys that it came with the house. I'm not having any success. Why? Because the only thing worse than you DMV workers are you city workers, you municipality work. Now, I guess the garbage guys are okay. They do a good job here. So I had to go around in my neighborhood, and I had to sneak over fences and take pictures of all the other houses that were built in my neighborhood with these type of decks. Now, you can see that metal railing. That's what I used to have. And that long time ago it came with metal railing, but I had taken it down to do some other stuff. So we took down the metal railing. So I had to literally, at first I turned in Google images. Boom, 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 boom. Google, no, that won't work because everything's done electronically. You got to submit it through the portal. And they go, no, we don't know where those houses, we don't know. I said, all right. So I drive around, take all the pictures of similar decks in my neighborhood because lots of people have them. And I go around and I take tons of pictures and I put arrows going, look, he's got a deck, he's got a deck, he's got a deck, he's got a deck. Actually, in my neighborhood, to be fair, I should be saying she has a deck, she has a deck, she has a deck. And the reason is, well, I live in California, and a lot of the people in my neighborhood have been divorced. And the woman always ends up with the house. So let me start again. She has a deck and she has a deck. I got all the pictures. I walked them down there and I go, these are all my neighbors. Look at all these addresses here. None of them have an approval in your folder for a deck. They still couldn't get it through their head until actually someone came out and said, oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think this deck came with the house. No fucking shit. God damn it. I'm just telling you, that is the shit that I've had to go through with this stuff. That I'm telling you, the stuff that I've had to go through with the city for no good reason at all. That there was no reason you couldn't see a picture of my house, Google my house, my deck. Let's go. I didn't build it. It came with the house. What the fuck is wrong with you people? All right. I'm done venting there. Gen X Mom, we're going to click over to the side-by-side. I'm sure you have something wonderful to say. What do you got between the sheets?
I have. This is the last week to register for the Gen X Talks Pigskin Pick'em. If anybody wants to do you want to plug that real quick?
Okay, so now I have to switch screens. I got to scroll all the way down and try to find it because that was not on my radar, something to say up front.
Hang
job. On, I'm doing it.
Do your job. Come on, man.
Oatmeal, Burger King, brush your
goodness.
teeth, liberal hypocrisy.
Hello.
PG in the 8. I'm looking for it. You didn't tell me. I had it in order. It was going to be towards the end of the.
You could do it both.
I can't.
Let's
there
talk about it.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so listen, Pigskin Pick'em is not. It's not fantasy football. You don't pick teams and you don't pick players. all you do is pick the winner. There's a list of the games on Sunday. Here's 16 games. Which one do you think is going to win? There's no point spread. There's no nothing. You literally just go, that guy, this team, that color's helmet is way nice. You pick whatever way you want. Just go. It's free to enter. It's free to join. There are prizes. And every year, at the end of the year, you get a trophy. If you're the first place, you get a little trophy sent to you with your name on. Who won last year?
Dr. McDreamy.
Dr. McDreamy won last year. And Dr. McDreamy and Gen X Mom, at least for the first half of the season, they're always in the top 3. Always right there neck and neck. So Dr. McDreamy, I think he won 2 years in a row. He's going for his 3rd win, I think.
I don't know.
And if he didn't win 3, the last 4 years we've done this, 4 years we've done this, he's definitely, every year he plays, he's in the top 1, 2, or 3, if not the top spot. So you got that. He's the guy with the chip on the shoulder. You got to knock him down a bit. But moderators are putting up links wherever you guys are. Just go do it. Just go get in there and make sure you click the link. And it's simple. You do your email and put it in. Just register, but register with a name we fucking know who you are. If you're ESPN user Pigskin Pickem 90051234, we don't know who the fuck you are. And if you win, how are we going to send you something? Use your fucking brain, man. Be part of the team here. Okay.
I found out something though.
What's
Because
that?
I am the commissioner this year of the Pigskin Pick'em. I am your commissioner.
Yeah.
Yes, I am a girl, and yes, I know football. Just plugging it out there.
I'll say this. She does know football. In fact, in our house, it's a shameful true story that I'm going to unfold for you folks right here. We'll be watching football on Sundays, and every Sunday, 2 or 3 games, something happens in a game. You're like, whoa, what was that? And then she'll get up and start walking out of the room. She's going to the bathroom. She's going to the kitchen. And over her shoulder, she goes, the guy was offsides. Or, the guy was illegal in motion. I go, I didn't see that. Or she'll say, well, he kind of gave him a horse collar when the ball was coming down. What are you fucking talking? Who did that? And she'll catch stuff live that I don't see until you show me in the replay 2 or 3 times. And she catches it live. Now, the other side of this is that when she loses her fucking mind on a Sunday, she will scream at the TV. She will walk over, and I'm like, oh, please don't hit my TV. Please don't hit my TV. And she's, you goddamn, you're fucking blind. And she's screaming at the ref. She'll scream at the ref. She'll go, you know what the NFL stands for? Not for long. If you're going to make calls like that, you got money on this game? I mean, she starts screaming at the TV. That's the chick I live with. But she's also the chick that before the game, everybody's got food. Everybody's got drinks. That lights are dimmed. The TV is bright. The speakers are on. She's also that chick, too. So there's a benefit to it. All right. Going back, what else you got in there?
All right, really quick, and then you can start. Barry Dano from Canada. His birthday is tomorrow. So if Barry Dano shows up tonight, please wish him a happy birthday.
Barry Dano.
Trey's became a Bottom of the Glass Nation member tonight. Jan Motz is a member for 15 months, and Daniel Velasquez, member for 29 months tonight. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Are you done?
I am done.
Can't steal my lines. I stole that from Jim Carrey. Now you're stealing it from me.
No, Daniel did that.
Daniel who?
Velasquez. He wrote that.
Daniel Velasquez.
I didn't
Look at my friend. When I steal stuff from Jim Carrey, it doesn't give you the right to steal it from me, all right? Put that shit back. Get your own stuff. Okay. Moving right along here. We had stuff to complain about. I'm not done complaining. The deck and the thing. So, and also getting ready for the barbecue. The big barbecue is this Sunday. Tickets are almost sold out. I think we got maybe 2 or 3 left. If you want to grab a ticket, you can show up. This is the last Gen X Talks barbecue at our house for the year. We're selling the house next year and moving away. None of you are going to know where you are, but we're prepping some things, getting some stuff done. And one of them was the big old stone table that you guys all sat at last year. I wish I had that picture from Trippy, but I don't. And we had it ended up in the swimming pool. The wind came and put it in. This thing was 180 pounds. Anyway, didn't damage the pool, luckily. But we had to get rid of the stone table part, making it a wood table part. And look at that. Look at little Rosie the Riveter. Yeah, remember her from World War II? That is... Gen X Mom, your queen, and I were out there. We were grinding rivets. We had to grind all the rivets off this thing, and then where they had some pieces of aluminum weld that were sloppy, and there was other pieces that had this real hard JB Weld glue. We had to grind this whole thing down to make it pretty flat, but I thought I'd throw that in there for some of you. You guys didn't see the Rosie the Riveter action. That's her going to work. Yes, she's got glasses on. She's fine. Although you did get burned.
Oh, yeah, on my arm.
You caught You caught a piece of my slag, and it went all the way across and hit her right in the arm and got her stuck. All right. So there you go. Also, if you guys didn't get notified about today's live stream, you got to join Patreon. It's an election year. Facebook and YouTube, they're not going to send out announcements. No, this is censorship. Yeah, little censorship going on, and they're not going to give you the notifications. Even if you do the bell, you click the thing, you subscribe. You like it doesn't always happen. But on Patreon, it's $1. But we send you an email. We sent one out tonight. They're called smoke signals because we can send up smoke signals, and there's nothing anybody can do. They go right from us right to you. So now you know. All right, yeah, Gen X Mom.
Drop 'em has a suggestion for the hoe tonight on YouTube.
Drop them. And now, for those of you who don't know, let me go back to where it is. If you see the jar come up, see the little jar there, and things fall into the jar? Yeah, little blue ones from Facebook. There, every time you do $2 on YouTube, a person's face, one of you guys, a person's face drops into the jar, and we call that the $2 whore. If you're there, we have an abundance of $2 whores here at Gen X Talk. So, who's the guess on who the Gen X Talks
Drop 'em.
$2 whore is?
Drop 'em's guest is Low Torque.
Drop 'em's guess for the person who is the $2 whore is Low Torque, and not a finer $2 whore have we had. Low Torque fits the bill. If you guys ever been around Low Torque, and he's going to be here for the barbecue, you ever been around Low Torque? He's always in the corner, and he talks like Rick Moranis. He's like, okay, so I'm the $2 whore, guys. I don't think you guys should call me the $2 whore. I know you're just doing it to be funny, but I'm not real sure I like that. I mean, a thing like that can stick with a fella. You know, you could be thinking about that for a long time. I might be dwelling on that a little longer than I should, but it's okay. You can call me the $2 whore if you want to. I'll just sit over here quietly and I can be the $2 whore. Thanks for letting me play. That's Low Torque. If you've been around Low Torque and he gets to Bomber's Peak, if he can get to Bomber's Peak, he's one of the coolest fucking cats there is. Now, up until then, he's just Rick Moranis. He's from Ghostbusters. But you get him to Bomber's Peak and he's your guy. So, my daughter's calling.
Which one?
The one who never calls me. Hello?
Uh-oh.
You know you're right in the middle of a live stream right now? Hold on.
I'll let you go. I just wanted to.
You are now on microphone with the whole world. So go ahead. You've interrupted the show. This is my daughter, my millennial daughter, who married the Marine in Camp Pendleton, and now they live in Nebraska because they have no life for the next 3 years, and then they're going to transfer back out. Yes, sweetheart. Go ahead. Thank you. They're expecting their second child.
Baby.
Go ahead. What is it you want that is so important that you have to interrupt my show?
I just wanted to say thank you for donating for Elena's fundraiser.
Aw.
I saw it just now, so I just wanted to say thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I wouldn't have done it for you, but I would do anything for her.
Okay.
Just need to be aware of that fact. I did.
Everybody's saying hello to her.
Everyone's saying hello to you.
Hello, daughter. Hi, daughter.
Hi, everyone.
No, yeah, she knows
And
we do
they're
live
saying
streams.
Congratulations. She's due.
I went blank on it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'll let you go.
Wait. I have some bad news for you.
What? Why? Okay.
I know. I have bad news. Now, Mom doesn't think it's bad news. Mom's being a little pissy about this. You're about to have your second child. You want Mom to fly out there and spend a week with you when the baby's born, right?
Yes.
And you wanted her to come out October 2nd through about the 9th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we have a scheduling conflict. We're actually going to be down in Long Beach, the Los Angeles Angels baseball team. I call the California Angels. We have partnered up with them with Daniel Edwards Productions, and we are doing a bowling event all day with the California Angels and some other people down there, some other celebrities. We're going to be in Long Beach, so I'm not sure how Gen X Mom, your mother, is going to be in Nebraska when she's going to be bowling with celebrities on the 5th of October.
Okay, so...
She's screaming at Elena, her granddaughter. She's screaming at her.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll talk to Mom and we'll figure out a new date. I
Okay.
don't want to interrupt that.
Let me help you out. Just close your legs. Don't have the baby until the 6th, and she'll be there.
Duly noted. Let me put that in my calendar.
See how easy that is? When you just come to me, I am a problem solver. Don't have the baby till we're ready. I think that's totally reasonable.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
All right, sweetheart, you can go now. I've ruined your evening. Now you got to go start scribbling and penciling and crying because you're emotional.
All right, Dad.
All right, I'll talk to you later. I love you. Bye.
Bye. Let me see. Bye.
And that was the daughter. Now, you see how I handled that as a Generation X? You see what we did right there? I wasn't expecting that phone call. Yes, as the grandfather, but that's not what my granddaughter calls me. But we'll go with granddaughter for right now. Granddaughter's the way to go. Grandfather, granddaughter. And she needed some help. She had a little fundraiser at school. So Big Pop took out the credit card and got her some stuff, which is a good thing. But now that family of mine over there in Nebraska wants Gen X mom to be out there for the birth. Kind of conflicts. I solved it. Simple. Don't have the baby on October 2nd. Wait till the 6th. We will be there on the 6th. Well, I won't be there. She'll be there. Do you see how easy that is? All you have to do is get a man in charge. He problem solves. I can problem solve quickly. They would be all like, well, I don't know about the date. Wonder if I could go there and come back. Well, if I go now, if you have the baby sooner, wait. No. Stop all that nonsense. Just walk up and go, look, you with the big fat tummy, don't have the baby till the 6th. You, make sure you're down there, everything packed, ready to go, Long Beach on the 5th. I'll drop you off at LAX on the way back, and you're gone. You see how easy that is? You just got to put a man in charge, and everything will flow smoothly. All right. Anything else between the sheets before we go?
Yes. John Morgan, $2. Should get foam bricks to throw at the TV during NFL.
She has a flag. She has
I have a yellow flag.
She has a yellow
penalty flag.
A yellow weighted penalty flag that she throws at the TV. Yeah.
MDK2, new person here. What kind of bike you got? That was the English he used. What kind of bike you got?
So is he like 14?
I don't know.
What kind of bike you got? Maybe he was picking his teeth with a fork or a knife or something when he was speaking.
Maybe.
I got me a Harley, a 2008 Softail Heritage. Yes, Pacific Blue, if you don't mind. All right, so anything else?
Shadowlight had 2 questions on Rumble. Did Iceman get to go to the barbecue and hold the kid in?
And hold the kid in.
Because you told our daughter to hold the kid in.
Yeah, cross your legs, don't have the baby. Just wait a couple days. Big deal.
You think that's easy.
Hey, she's been waiting 9 months. She can wait a couple more days. What's the big deal? I don't understand what the problem is here.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, Iceman can't make it. Iceman cannot make it, and it has to do with his daughter issue. And believe me, Iceman would love to get out of Phoenix, Arizona every chance he gets. Every chance he gets. And this one, he's really torn up about it, but he's done crying. He's pulled the plug. He's made the decision. So unless a miracle happens, Iceman will not be arriving.
He will not.
All right. Can I go back to my show now? Thank you. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Big Daddy Cam. We'll go to the pick camera. Doom. Switch over, and then I can see what's going on. All right. We did Rosie the Riveter. Now, there is a bit of sad news. It's not total sad news. Nobody died. But it's a little, speaking of, Iceman, who's not on staff, but he's quasi-staff because his name is so familiar. We quote him. He is a great philosopher. We quote Iceman from Bodfish. So when you talk about people like that, you talk about staff members, when you realize something bad is happening to a staff member, sometimes you just got to bring it out and let everybody know. So I want to share with you, we're going to have a Gen X Talks kind of a company picnic, but it's not outdoors, it's indoors, and it's really not a picnic. We're going to be drinking all night. And where we've chosen to do that this year is at Club 33 inside Disney. Now, that is it's $65,000 a person and $25,000 a year per person, and we've been saving up all of our money, and so we've got enough for everybody to go. But we ran into a snag. one of our staff members can't go. If you see that picture right there, do you see the little height sign next to it? The little height requirement. You cannot get into Club 33 if you're not the right height. So yeah, one of our staff members, and that's Sammy Joe right there. You see, she just doesn't make the cut. Now, Sammy, she's like, I'm just going to sneak in. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to crawl. No, you're not. Okay. You're not the first person to try this. You're not coming in. And her boyfriend, Trippy Pineapple, well, maybe I could get her in. Maybe she could sneak in. No, you can't go. Now, I could change the venue, but I don't want to. So just so you guys know, we are going to be spending about $900,000 on our little company retreat here at Club 33 in Disneyland in Anaheim, minus one staff member. Now, if we take on a new staff member between now and the time we have the little indoor picnic where we're all drinking, if we take on a new staff member, whoever becomes the staff member, you're in. You can slide right in and take Sammy's spot. I would say, well, as long as you're over 48 inches tall, but everybody is, so you're going to be fine. A little sad day there that she's going to miss that. Sorry, Sammy, but we'll try to take some pictures and we'll send them to you, let you know what's going on. You can stay outside the door. We'll stay inside the door, and we'll let you know as much as possible. So there's a big deal. I also, you guys send me pictures all the time on stuff, and sometimes I stumble across things. Sometimes you guys send me stuff. This was funny. The caption from the person who sent this to me was, and it was a paragraph of what it was, but it's when it's when millennials are running the job site, but you have an actual Gen X guy who's doing the hard work. Whether it's painting or masonry or something, you got some book smart, and millennials make mistakes. So I think we should go back and we should cover some religious aspects here. Gen X mom, would you say that Jesus, if you told a Gen Xer to go paint a mural of Jesus with a cross, you kind of like, okay, I get it, Jesus and a cross, and the caption on your work order says, by the way, paint Jesus and a cross because Jesus suffered. Okay. Like, okay, now that's pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yes.
But if you're a Gen Xer who has to go paint this,
yeah,
and the millennial asshole snot-nosed brat of a punk kid who's your supervisor makes a mistake on your work order, and he didn't write Jesus Christ, cross, and suffered, he wrote Jesus Christ, cross, and he wrote surfed.
What?
Now, technically, if you're going to be an asshole about it, you're going to be Gen X, go, yeah, it's just following what you said, boss.
True.
I'm just following what you said. You're the asshole here.
Uh-huh.
This is what you get when a Gen Xer does a job at the behest of a millennial who's got his head up his ass a little too far. And I like to call this one Surfer Jesus, because the work order said Jesus surfed. So that is now that's a permanent mural. That's out there now. That's a real picture on the real side of a building. And when he was all done, or the inside of a building, and the Gen X guy's like, next time don't piss me off and learn how to spell.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is right up Josh Maddox alley for spelling and punctuation. Josh Maddox, dearly beloved Josh Maddox on staff, has many faults. One of them is not punctuation and spelling. So this is what happens when you piss off a Gen X guy with a paintbrush and an incorrect work order. We're not even double checking, asshole. We're just going to make it. So there you go. He didn't suffer. He surfed. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Now, this one's a story, I got to tell you. This has nothing to do with the story I'm going to tell you has nothing to do with this picture, but it sparked a memory. I think the caption of this was this guy. He's smiling. This old boy's just walking away. He's got his old members only jacket on and his truck's burned. He's just walking away smiling because he absolutely doesn't give a shit anymore. That's how bad his life has gotten, is that he's like, fuck it, I'm just not doing this anymore. But it reminded me of a true story. I was working in Apple Valley. I think it was on Bear Valley Road. There was a Firestone dealership there, and this was many, many, many years ago. Or maybe, no, not Apple Valley. I'm sorry, it's Victorville. Anyway, so the guy who owned the Firestone would pick me up and take me to work and drop me off. I was on his way. It saved some gas money because I didn't have any money. And there was one time where we had to do some sort of it's either a class or a service call or something. It was it was out at the very end. They had some reference college way outside of town. So he took me, we drove out and did this on our way back. It was in the afternoon. Wasn't even like quitting time, but there was a few cars on the road, and this is a 2-lane highway way out in the middle of nowhere, almost like we're coming back from Lucerne Valley or something. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen a car accident in front of you. Like, you're not part of it. But if you've ever been going down the highway, let's say at freeway speed, and a car crashes, 1,000 feet away, let's say, or 500 feet away from you, sometimes you don't hear anything. If your windows are rolled up and you got the AC on or the radio on, I guess you could maybe hear a bang or something. But sometimes you don't hear anything. This car was up in front of us. 2 cars bumped, and one car spun sideways, guy overcorrected, and began to flip and roll. And I remember watching that happen as a very, very young man. I didn't hear a sound. It was just far enough ahead of us. The windows were rolled up. I guess the radio must have been. I just saw it happening. I mean, metal crunching and pieces flying off. And it came to a stop, and this old guy gets out. All the cars, there wasn't a ton of cars, but everybody stopped both ways. And the guy gets out, just starts walking out of the wreck. Seatbelts and airbags. He walks out, and he's standing there looking at his car. All of a sudden, it catches on fire. Now, this brings us back to Sunny Point number 2. So my boss, who I mentioned was driving, he gets out, runs to the back, grabs his fire extinguisher, and starts running towards this car that is just beginning to catch on fire. He gets there, because I was running right behind him. He gets there clearly in enough time to put it out. It had just started to burn a little bit, and you could tell under the hood, all right, put it out. You might have a few hoses and not a big deal. It was not a huge thing that just barely started to go. And as my boss ran up to it, this old boy grabs him from the jacket, pulls him back, and goes, "It's all right, buddy, just let it burn." And my boss like, "We could save you." He goes, "Just let it burn. Don't even care anymore." And I remembered that story, and I'm thinking, okay, you put the car out. I mean, he's like, "It's already rolled over." He goes, and his whole thing was, "My life's over anyway." And of course, he had a big, long story about divorce and his kids and his job. And he was at his limit, which is probably why he was driving distracted. But that old boy just sat there. He grabbed my boss by the jacket and said, "Don't put it out. Just let it burn." It reminded me of this picture. It's a little, I don't know what this guy's story was, but I know what my story was, and I watched that thing happen. True story. Yeah. Here was another one you guys sent me, along with, when I talked about this in a group setting, every Gen Xer understood it and goes, "Can you believe this? This is a good point. It's a good story." Everybody younger than me is a kid. Everybody older than me is an old man. So all these kids, when they see this, they don't believe it. They think we're full of shit. I know this is satire. What does that say? Look at that werewolf, like in a movie. PG in the 80s. And look at the little lab. PG today. And it was a true story. Today, everything is rated so weird because, well, it could be labeled offensive. You looked at them. Right? Wait, did you stack your cookies in the? Oh, that's offensive. We better put a rating on. We have to have a rating. You guys know the movies when they start. What do we have? Be careful that there might be photo things clicking during. You might be sensitive to epilepsy, so there's photos clicking and there's lights flickering in this movie. You got to be careful because some insensitive words are said towards minorities. Be careful about that. All of you with peanut allergies, there's a couple scenes in this movie that might smell like peanut butter. It might smell like peanut butter.
They list even cigarette smoking.
What's that?
They put cigarette smoking as a warning.
Oh, yeah, as a warning. That's right. Now they have hey, you're going to...
Somebody's smoking. Oh, my gosh. Be careful.
You guys are going to see some cigarette smoking. There might be use of alcohol in this movie. Be warned. That's what's on all the shit now for you fucked up individuals that have turned my country upside down. Thank you, dumbasses. Then when I was a kid, this was a PG rating. Like, well, if you really want to watch this, watch out. Some shit could tear you up at night. It give you fucking nightmares. It would literally give you nightmares. They couldn't. But this would have to. They couldn't do this. This creature would have to have when he opens his mouth, a rainbow would have to come out, and cotton candy would have to come out of his ass before they'd even let it in a movie. And if it's a Disney movie, it's got to be a multicolored cotton candy. All right. I'm just letting you guys know. Now, let's go to the politics. We love politics. This is a great one. This really happened. It's not signed yet, but here in the lovely state of California, AB 1840 has passed. Yeah, it passed legislation. And what does it do? Anybody who is an illegal alien in my state, my lovely state of California, it's a little misleading. This article is a little misleading. You get $150,000 for a home. Well, you don't just get it for the home. There's some hoops you got to jump through. There's some things that the government, that Gavin Newsom requires you to do to get your $150,000. You don't just get the $150,000. Otherwise, I would forget my plans on moving to Nevada, and I would embrace my Mexican heritage, and I would get my $150,000 and buy another house. But it's not just a slam dunk. You do have to do some critical things like fill out the paperwork. Yeah. You got to qualify. There's that one too. And most importantly, Gavin Newsom says if we give you this money to buy your house, and it does come along with reduced payments on electricity and water and all those good things, really helping out the people who've jumped over the border. But the main thing you have to be willing to do is to register and vote Democrat for the next 50 years. If you're willing to do that, they'll give you all this stuff. Now, some people would call that buying votes. And I think the rest of us know what it really is. It's just human. It's humanity. It's just caring, isn't it? Isn't it just caring? We're trying to give you and your family a home. Please sign right here on the dotted line. We're trying to be there for you and your family. We're trying to do the right thing by this. Remember, you are legally bound to vote Democrat for the next 50 years. We're just trying to make sure that everybody gets taken care of. Remember, if you don't vote Democrat, you're going to jail and we're taking your fucking house away. Just remember that there is a side of the aisle in our government that has compassion. And don't forget that. And that's a really big thing. So, yeah. Anything else, Gen X Mom, before I move on?
Let me see.
Dome.
Linda over on Facebook. I'm still trying to figure out which Gen X Talks website is the original. There are like 7 different ones. Is this the right Gen X Talks page?
Yeah, there's 2. We have 2 Gen X Talks pages. There's a blue page where the X is next to the Gen X, and then there's the colorful page that looks like this. It's the kid and I. It's more of a colored background. They steal all of our stuff anyway. If you really want to know the truth, now this is a test for moderators. If you guys have a Facebook account, the moderators can put up a direct link. On our website, we have built a fraud website. It shows you which ones are fake. It links you right to reporting them. If you guys would do that, you guys keep doing it. We do it 3 or 4 times every day, all the sites. But it is going to make a difference. It is going to take them down. It is already slowing them down quite a bit. But you got to do that. But you got to have a good moderator. If you have a shitty moderator on Rumble, they're not going to help you. If you have a shitty moderator on YouTube, they're not going to help you. So we'll see.
We have great moderators.
Excuse me. I'm talking right now.
Yeah, well, you're talking shit right now.
Did I'm in front of my friends. You telling me I'm talking shit?
Yeah.
Okay. When I want your opinion, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
So if you guys can get that mod, you don't got to do it right now, and it only works if you have a Facebook page. But if you're on Facebook, but it really would help if you guys could tackle that. So if you guys don't mind, that's the deal. And there you go. All right, let's go.
Christopher Civic, $2. Hashtag Club 33 for Sammy Joe.
No. You can't make her get taller.
What if she wears high heels? That's making her get taller.
Not enough. She was like 4 inches too short.
Okay. So Curious Hobbit on Rumble. Is one of the requirements voting for Newsom for that?
Yeah, you got to vote Democrat. Every vote that comes up, Democrat, right down the line. Got to vote blue no matter what. So that's it. That was one of the things you sign on for the free house. You got to vote in that direction.
Nightbot gave $5. Says it's not easy. It's easy to not have a baby. I'm 45 and I've never had one. Regarding our daughter.
Yeah, that you know of. You don't know that you haven't had it. No one has come forward. Go ahead, I dare. You know how many Gen Xers don't want to fill out those 23andMe and Ancestry things? No, just take a little swab of your cheek and we'll plug you into our system. Fuck that. I don't need 13 people knocking on my door going, "Hi, Dad." No, pass. I'm not doing that shit.
Diane Reed gave 2 stars contributions on Facebook, one for 50 stars sent and one for 500 stars sent, and it's for Mrs. Four's contribution. For Mrs. Four.
I was going to steal that, but now I can't. That was a very nice thing to do. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate you. Also, one more week and then we pull the T-shirts off the website. If you want a commemorative memorial building Mrs. Four T-shirt because she passed away, and we just did this for a little bit to raise a couple bucks to put a memorial up, a physical, real memorial up for her, then you got to buy the T-shirt. Again, a good moderator will have that direct link for you. A shitty moderator won't. So you decide what kind of moderator you have. All right, where was I? Don't go back down here. Switch the screens. Doom. Rosie the Riveter. We talked about that, and AB40. Okay, I love this one too. All on the topic of politics, we got some liberal hypocrisy. I think we could have a liberal hypocrisy every single night if we really wanted to. Be pretty easy to do. But I think you guys need to pay attention to this one. This is just a real quick picture. You've seen these all over before. Look at that. The electric cars, lithium mining for batteries for electric cars. Look how that is preserving the earth. It strips it clean. It bakes it. It washes it down. It fucks up. And all the chemicals that seep into the ground. Oh, no. Electric cars. We care for the environment. And then here you got drilling. Yeah, just drilling for oil. Thing out there takes up no space, moving quietly. What about oil spills? What about fucking oil spills? And it kills everyone. When is the last fucking time an oil rig had an oil spill? Well, I remember BP had one in there. We can get into that. We can get into why BP was so far offshore that it was difficult to fix a problem that they could have fixed in about half a day. Guess who pushed them offshore? It wasn't Trump. It wasn't the conservatives, dumbass. No. So this is what happens on planet Earth, not talking about on dry land, not talking about in the ocean, but there you go. Liberal hypocrisy at its finest. I love you guys. You liberals, I love you guys. I love how you're able to say one thing out of one side of your mouth and then say the other thing out of I love that. I wish I could do that all day long. That'd be great. Now, there's a couple things I have to talk to you about getting old. One of the things I'm struggling with is my eyesight. Okay? And the reason that this hit home so much for me is because I don't see things correctly. My wife will say, did you see the lady on the side of the road with the pink shirt on, and she was screaming and I'm like, oh, I thought that was a giant flamingo. That was a lady with a pink shirt, looked like a flamingo. And then my wife goes, why would there be a flamingo on the side of the road? I don't know. I don't have my glasses. We go through this kind of shit all the time. You get a little older, your eyes get a little blurry, and it's not so bad when I can play it off. I can play it off when things don't really affect me, when I can just joke around, this and that. But when you stand outside, okay, you're traveling, you go outside for a minute, fresh out of the hotel room, and you're kind of looking around, just getting the brisk night before you go back inside. You're kind of unwinding, and you're staring off in the distance, and you're looking at the moon, and you're thinking, it's so nice to be away, just away. And then your wife comes up and says, what are you doing? I said, I'm just sitting out here enjoying. There's a few cars going by in the street. The sun went down. The city lights are coming up. I'm just out here. Look, I'm just staring at the moon. And my wife leaves. She comes back in 20 minutes and hands me my glasses. I'm like, I don't need my glasses. And my wife says, you need your glasses. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll put my glasses on. And it turns out I wasn't looking at the moon. Turns out I was looking at a fucking Burger King sign through the trees, but I couldn't see it because I had my glasses on. You guys catch that? Look at that again. See that right there? That's me without my glasses, and that's me with my glasses. Without my glasses and with my glasses. There's not really a good way to play that off, especially when your wife's waiting for a response. And all I could do was turn to her and go, I'm hungry. You want something to eat? You want a burger? And she just shakes her head and walks in. She went back into the hotel room to get my fucking glasses. All right. So want to move on to something else talking about, since we're in the food area. And I didn't even remember this. I'm going to see if you remember this, sweetheart.
Okay.
This was Generation X. So those of you who are under the age of 45 or so, just leave. Go to the bathroom, put your cat out, let the dog in, go get something to drink. You're not going to get this. But this is a school system thing. And they would go to school, and one day out of the year, they would give you these weird fucking little pink pills.
I know what those are.
You do?
Yes.
You know what those are?
Yes.
You remember those?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's be fair. Now, you remember those. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you see that?
Teeth.
What about them?
You're supposed to chew those, and it's supposed to show you where your plaque or your cavities or where you're not brushing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. When I saw those things, all I remembered but flashed in my head is like, oh shit, this
Did I brush my teeth today?
That's right. Every person, every kid who did not brush their teeth, the whole rest of your class are going to find out right now. So for those you don't know, these little pills, you put them in your mouth and chew them up, chew them up, chew them up, chew them up. And if I remember right, anywhere you didn't brush, anywhere that you've been missing and not doing, like a dark purple. The rest of your teeth were kind of a light, dark. So someone opens up their mouth and they have a Barney the Dinosaur grill, fucking dark purple all the way across. You know that motherfucker didn't brush their teeth, never did, never gonna, never will. I don't know why they would do this to kids like this. Of all the things, why don't they call this public humiliation? I would flip sides and be a liberal right now, going, no, this is shaming.
Come on, our Gen Xers have gone through the gambit. Remember when they did like lice checks too in front of the whole school? You'd have to go.
That's right. You had to stand in line.
Yes.
And you had to go through it, and they pick your hair.
The nurse did.
And if you're good, okay, you can go. Next one, you can go.
If the kid doesn't show back up in the classroom,
well, it was at
you knew who had it.
Because at the line, they're like, you can go. Next person, pick through their hair. You can go. The next one, like, go see the nurse. What?
That's why we're tough. It's like we've gone through so much humiliation. We're just like, whatever.
And they're like, you're going home for lice, but don't worry, you'll be back in a few days. Right about the time we're going to have the purple tooth check going on.
Exactly.
You can go home again.
Exactly.
So, yeah, did you say they don't do that anymore, or they brought it back?
I just read a story that they're not sending kids home for lice anymore, which I think is just absolutely,
Why? You have bugs in your hair and they won't send you home?
No, I guess not. I read I can't remember where it was. The other thing was scoliosis checks. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Like PE, I think they used to do
your PE gym teacher used to go.
Yeah, that's not allowed anymore.
Well,
no gym teacher's going to be touching any kids now.
Yeah, when gym teacher says, bend over. What for? I'm checking your spine. Sure you are. Sure you're checking my spine.
Oh, my gosh.
Mr. Underwood at James Madison Junior High. No. Checking you for scoliosis.
So I don't know. The lice thing, I can't remember where I read it. I think I showed it to you and I was like, wow, I don't
understand though. Is that just because it's hard to get rid of lice. You know, it's hard for parents to get rid of it.
I'll admit, our girls got it from school. Yep. Remember when we did that? Our girls had beautiful long hair and they ended up getting it from somebody at school that had it. Oh my God.
I remember them coming home and she's like, my wife's going, okay, we got to get special soap and then we can do this and we can chemical this. I'm like, just shave their heads.
No.
Just shave their head. I said it out loud. Just shave their heads. Just get rid of it. As you do when it's a boy. They no, honey, you can't send our daughters back to school. They have long hair. Now they won't fucking have any lice anymore.
Oh my gosh. But they do now have, I mean, when we were younger, they had that shampoo stuff that you could do. But I do know if you go to the doctor, they have like medicated, like a shampoo that makes it go away quicker.
Whatever the medicated shampoo was when we were kids was not made by Johnson & Johnson because that was made by some other company that said much more tears, not no more tears. You get that shit in your eye, you fucking knew it. It was no joke. Your eyes were bleeding for a few days.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, all right. Well, back to what I was saying before the pink stuff. Yeah, not many people remember. I don't know how many of you guys knew or took in a breath the second you said, "Ooh, shit, yeah." Well, that's the way it was. All right. So brush your teeth, pink pills. Bump, bum, bum, bum. All right. Speaking of things that are going in your mouth, honey.
Whoa.
Just a personal reference here. Someone sent this to me. We got into a little fist fight on Facebook Messenger about this. Okay, there are certain cake products that were in the 70s and 80s that I don't know if they no longer exist, but you guys are fucking gross when you ate these. I don't care who you are. The moon pies, Remember a moon pie?
I love moon pie.
It was like chocolate with a marshmallow inside.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
It was very difficult to eat. It was like, okay, I'd rather have a ding dong. This is dumb. But I could get through it. The one I couldn't stand was the one similar with a big fucking marshmallow in it.
Oh, the snow cone or the snow ball?
And it had it's right there on the screen. And it had oatmeal cookies with the marshmallow.
Oh, I love those.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
I love it. I love marshmallow. I love.
But that was horrible. And the other one, I couldn't eat those at all. I was like, nope. If I was dying, if I was starving and someone said, you want one of these oatmeal marshmallow things? I'd throw them out. I couldn't do it. The other one was what you just said, snowballs.
Yeah, those I don't like. I'm not a fan of coconut.
No. I
don't like the texture.
That's the thing that got me.
It's not so much the taste of it, it's the texture.
Okay, I've taken coconuts, broken them open, drank the milk. It was watery, runny, didn't taste very good, but I've tried it. Yeah. But I've also taken my pocket knife and taken off pieces of the inside of the coconut and chewed on it.
Yeah.
And I was okay. But I cannot fucking do a snowball at all.
I can't either.
It's not the taste, it's the consistency.
It's like wood shavings.
It is. It's wood shavings. Like. It's right.
Ugh.
And that was also from Zombieland. Any of you who could said, nice pull, General. That's right. It's not the taste, it's the consistency. It's a pull from Zombieland. All right, so we got into an argument. I'm right, they're wrong. I'm right, you're wrong if you like those. I'm right, you're wrong, wife. And here's the other one we got into an argument over. I don't remember if I got into an argument with you over this. This seemed to always come out at my house at Christmas time.
What?
Orange peanuts.
Oh, I've never bought those.
No,
I don't like those. You would
when I was a kid. Yeah.
Okay. I don't buy those.
Loved orange peanuts. You know what? I have not found one person who loved orange peanuts. Not one person. Everybody goes, nope, fuck that, pass. And orange peanuts were great.
No.
Okay, is there anybody with me on the orange? Does anyone want to sit down and have a bowl of orange peanuts? I'll have a bowl of orange peanuts right now. Except for Dr. McDreamy, who's now typing away going, no, there's 37 chemicals and ingredients in orange peanuts. They're not made the same way when we were kids. When we were kids, it was sugar and orange dye number 9. Now it's 37. That's what Dr. McDreamy's going to tell us.
People are saying they're nasty, yuck.
You guys. I'll tell you.
Deanna the Moonwraith says my mom loves orange peanuts.
Okay, so I'm hanging out with
There's
who?
There's some that say Deanna the Moonwraith mom.
So Deanne's mom and I, we're hanging out. There's 2 of us. 2 of us that like it.
Let's see. Joe Man likes them.
3 people in the universe.
Beth Depot Jackson loved them.
See?
Nicholas Reese likes them.
Now we're talking.
You got a few.
We can have a club now. We are going to have the Orange Peanut Club.
Oh, God. Mike Peterson likes them. You've got a few.
Well, I was trying to tell you there's something to them, but nobody liked them. There's like a very small group of us.
Dan P was very fuck no. He was very like that's the end of that.
Wait, who said that?
Dan P.
And where was he?
He's on YouTube.
And what did he say?
Fuck no on the thing. A definite no.
Now, Dan P's sitting there with a cold drink, leaning back like this, like, fuck no. He wasn't even mad. He was like, just permit fuck no, we're done. Move on, General. We ain't talking about orange peanuts. Right. Fuck no, comma, move on.
That was it.
All right, moving on from there.
RVS says orange-flavored styrofoam. I agree.
They're not orange. Okay, that's enough. You guys got issues. You guys got problems around here.
Hey, can I take some water? Hydrate there for a second.
Okay, go.
Let's see. Where am I going? 50 stars sent from Ben Eaton on Facebook. Get Sammy Joe some good old-fashioned moon boots.
Sammy Joe ain't going to Club 33.
Jeremy B, $20. In honor of getting my big red one on Saturday, here's $20 for the best radio station in all the land. But I guess since you always say all comments go to Josh Maddox, he gets it then. Graham Gordon is a member for 16 months tonight. Shadow Light on Rumble. Hey, General, stop bullshitting on our mods or shitting on our mods on Rumble. Josh and the kid are our people.
Gosh, Jesus H, tap dancing Christ. Okay, anytime you stand up for a moderator, I know there's something fucking wrong with you. That means you have to go home and adjust your medication. Okay, just let's leave it there.
Rumble is on there about circus peanuts. Yum. Dragon Slayer Jade likes them, and Taz likes them.
Good stuff, man.
So,
tell you, if any of these people are coming to the barbecue, we need to have our own little circle where we pass around some orange peanuts, a bag of orange peanuts.
Shannon Burgode, $2. She loves them.
Great. So now it's Shannon, because Shannon will be here. Now, if nobody else shows up, Shannon and I are going to be back at the property with 2 chairs facing each other's knees to knees, passing the bag of orange peanuts back and forth.
RPG Dad, member for 23 months. Hello, everyone.
How you doing, Facebook. RPG Dad?
That is it for right now.
All right. So I had some stuff. I'm not done talking here. I had more important things to say. Moving right along. Boom, 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 boom. So what do you yeah, this is a little bit of a story. I know this guy. You guys have seen him. He's on TikTok. I can't remember his name. He's on Facebook Reels. And he'll tell you something like, when you kill a guy and you're going to bury him, do it with don't use a shovel. Do it with your bare hands. Be a man. He tells you stuff and open up that beer bottle with your teeth. Be a man. It's always the be a man. That's this guy. I think that's him. And this thing flashed across. It says, go to an empty bar, drink alone, hate your life, be miserable, and be a man. Just suck it up. Give it the old Frank Murphy and push that shit way down. And I thought about something that's, and I know there's a lot of people, I'm going to say a statement here, and then people are going to go, oh, yeah, I've done, me too, I've done that, me too. All right, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I'm kind of thinking you haven't, but have you ever actually drank in a bar alone? I know they show it in movies all the time, but it's not a common thing. I mean, most bars have a bunch of people in it, even the later at night usually has more people, but not those kind of bars. If you've ever grown up in a town or stayed at a town, visited a town, or been passing through, there's a lot of those little towns, Main Street America towns, and they got an old bar that nobody goes to anymore, or very few people. Everybody goes to the new bar. Everybody's hanging out at Applebee's, but now, the old bar is still back there, and you go in there, and it looks like an old bar. There's a little bit of music playing. There's a TV on with no sound, and it's showing a ball game or something, and there's a bartender just wiping stuff down, and he's wiping the glasses clean, just like in the movies. Have you ever drank alone? I have. I've probably done it 7 or 8 times where I'm completely alone in the bar. It's late at night, and you end up either not talking at all to anybody the whole time you're there, or sometimes the bartender will drum up a conversation. But I'm looking for a show of hands. I'm just asking I'm not saying don't lie. There's no reason to fucking lie here. But has anybody drank alone in a bar? I can only see one set of things on here as they go by. I'm not on all the channels, so the moderators are in there. But I'm just asking, have you ever really gone to a bar and drank by yourself and been like the only person in the bar? And the reason I think it's unusual is because you'd remember that. It's a very weird, it makes you more lonely than you were when you got there. But I've actually, there's a few in here. We got some. Mr. Tahoe's got 2 hands up there. Nail Lover, Tim Mitchell, Jane Motts, all right. Deanna the Moonwraith, Florida Man, he's got up there. See, some of these names, I know these cats. And I believe them. They say they're drinking. I guarantee they're not lying just to be part of something. They actually have, It's not exactly, you're not exactly getting a brownie button. That you actually are a fucked up individual with a lonely part of your life if you end up 100% drinking in a bar by yourself. You have no friends, no relatives.
What about going to a restaurant and eating by yourself? Does that count?
Well, when I say go to a bar and drink alone, I mean nobody's in the bar.
Oh, you're the only person in the bar.
Yeah, you're the only person in the bar. Okay. The bar is empty, and it's a ghost town, and you sit down anyway and order a drink, even though you know you're not going to have any conversation of any kind.
Oh.
That's what I mean. Not just drinking alone in a crowded room. Shit, I could do that anywhere. I drink alone in my own house. I had 8 kids running around and a wife and 3 dogs, 16 chickens and 22 rabbits. I promise you, I was the most alone motherfucker there was. That's not what I mean. I mean really being alone. That's all.
Disney Kid says he's drank alone at a bar, but I think you didn't clarify that. I think you said like drinking alone.
I think everybody got what I meant. I didn't mean just go to a bar and sit down and have a drink. I meant there's nobody. You are alone in the bar. Be a man. Go to a bar. There's nobody there. Just do it. There's nobody in the bar. But I even said just the bartender. The only person there is the bartender. I was very clear. Now, Disney Kid is one of our newest staff members, and he said he has drank alone in the bar.
123 ABC says sounds peaceful.
Yeah, it does. Disney Kid on staff here says he's drank alone in the bar. Yeah, I can see that. That's a little bit different than what I'm talking about. See, Disney kid, when I'm talking about going into a bar because I'm trying to drown my sorrows and getting away from people and I'm feeling alone, and that's different. I go into a bar, it's empty.
Yeah, he said,
There's
no,
nobody
I've
there.
been only one in the bar before.
I'm getting to that.
Oh, sorry.
So I go into the bar. I am alone. There's no one else there, just the bartender and myself. And I sit down. I'm all alone. I'm having a drink. And slowly people come in and fill up the bar. Why? Well, look. This is why. I'm there. If I'm feeling lonely, I crank this up to about 8 and people show up. Disney kid's the opposite. And I didn't qualify the rules. I didn't say, did you go into the bar and it was empty when you got there? Or is it like Disney Kid where you go into a bar and within an hour it's empty because everybody leaves? That's more along what Disney Kid's talking about. Yes, I have cleared out a bar. When I go in there, within 30 minutes, everyone's gone and I'm drinking alone. But that's also why the bouncers don't let him in. The bouncer's like, no. Last time you came in here, we had a terrible night. You cleared out all the paying customers. No, you're done. Don't even come in. There's a little difference there. Wouldn't you agree? Left and right, up and down, yin and yang, back and forth. All right. So, yeah, that's the bar thing. If you be a man, drink alone. Speaking of Dr. McDreamy and his wife, MarcyZavala.com is she's a ton of stuff, but she's a nutritionist.
And a physical therapist.
She's a health weirdo. She fucking knows everything there is.
She's not a weirdo.
She's you can call him a health weirdo. It says right on her business card. MarcyZavala.com, health weirdo. It says, I've got her business card. Anyway, she does a really good job. She knows a ton of stuff. But I'm starting to think that MarcyZavala.com and all of her methods and all of her conversations, they're a little disingenuous. I got to say, it's eat healthy. It's preserve your body. It's exercise. It's stretch. Do everything correctly. And I'm just not that guy. But I always felt bad because I wasn't a health nut. I wasn't an exercising guru. I didn't do all those things. And Marcy just sits there and shakes her head and goes, well, if you want to live a long and healthy life, this is what you should be doing. I try, but I can't get there from here. But now I'm starting to think that all those nutritionists are full of shit. I'm starting to think, I'm slow. Okay, you have to hit me over the head with a Buick to get me to understand what's going on. So I'm just going along with the flow here. And then the other day, a Buick hit me right across the face. Pong. Like an old 58 LaSalle, that kind of Buick. And when I stood up, I was nodding, going, yeah, MarcyZavala.com, the nutritionist, she's full of shit. I would like to share with you the Buick that hit me. May I share that with you? I want to disprove all of her bullshit. Ready? You guys know who these two people are? Richard Simmons on the bottom. Health guru, stretches and aerobics and exercises and ate right. And he was on all the shows with cooking and kitchening and all the stuff. And here's what you eat and here's what you don't eat. And here's how you exercise. And yay, let's all clap while we're making the stuff here in the kitchen. I got it. And then above him is Keith Richards, who fucking did every drug and still does from the end of time. And guess which one's dead? And guess which one's alive? Richard Simmons is no longer with us. Richard Simmons, of these two, who aligns more closely with MarcyZavala.com? Not Keith Richards. No. You know that Richard Simmons was as close to a health weirdo. I said his business card, health weirdo, and right on there. He didn't make it. I think part of what happened here when this Buick hit me in the head, I think I started to understand I've been misled. I think if I'm going to have to, at 56 years old, if I have to embrace a lifestyle for longevity, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit to you Exhibit A and B before we proceed. I'm just saying, I'm going to be clear about this. I'm not the smartest guy. I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. But when God places a Buick on your forehead like that, you need to listen. You need to listen. At least take that into consideration. At least take that into account. All right? So MarcyZavala.com and Richard Simmons, or Gen X Dad the General and Keith Richards. I think we should all pick a camp, weigh things out, and move forward with life. Okay. Anything else you got there?
I do.
What do you have, dear?
Chris over on Facebook. Dude, been watching you and your son's videos for years. Feel like an ass for not knowing about your lives. Fan for life.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you stopping by and checking us out. The ambush videos, we can just stop doing those. We can let those ambush videos just go. I don't care. I don't like them. It's he films 30 of those and he can use 2 of them. Most of them I'm full of shit and say so. So, yeah. Anything else?
$10 on PayPal from Michael Callahan. Sammy Stilts, get her to pass.
Okay, she's not... For those of you that know Sammy, I'm surprised no one made the typical Sammy joke.
Of what?
When she wasn't tall enough to get into Club 33, standing on her feet, usually someone says, lay her down on her back. She'll be tall enough then.
Oh, my God.
Because she's taller on her back. With her size 55 triple G's or whatever they are.
Kyle on Facebook, love your show and your reels with your son. 100 stars sent from there. Graham Gordon,
Thanks,
$2. General,
yeah.
Jim, Jack, or Johnny drinking alone?
Well, then you're not alone, are you? No. If you got Jim, Jack, or Johnny, there's 4 of you now. You're not really alone. They're just
Slim
so you know.
Pickens on Rumble. If you can't drink with yourself, then who can you drink with?
Yeah, no kidding aside, if you can drink alone, if you're comfortable being in a crowded room or a bar or a restaurant or at a barbecue and you're just fine sitting in the corner talking to yourself, sipping on some hooch, there's stuff that's really okay inside of you. I'm just telling you the truth. True the story. All right.
All right, you may go ahead.
Go back to what I'm doing here. Yeah. I'm almost done. Dome, 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 dome. All right, we're gonna switch over and wrap this thing up. I gotta talk about stereotypes for a minute. People make fun of cultures and races. They say, well, black people like chicken and watermelons, and Asians don't know how to drive, and they, there's all these stereotypes that go on with that stuff. And I don't think everyone makes fun of white people because they don't think that we have legitimate traditions. And you got to be fair about a legitimate tradition is a cultural tradition. And I don't think this is generational, but I can only speak for Generation X. Let me be clear on that. I'm going to speak for white people in Generation X. If it crosses into other areas, so be it. I'm with you on that. But when you make fun of white people, you make fun of Caucasians, you make fun of old, fat Generation X white people for not having any real American traditions that you can write down and you can say, here's our book, here's our list of our white traditions. I would like to submit into evidence exhibits D and E. Those are not just bra sizes. No. These are exhibits, all right? So in the white tradition, I want to explain something to you, and if anybody disagrees, I will take you to task. On the left, this is a popcorn bowl that you hang out with your family when you're growing up Generation X. But it is also your mother's throw-up bowl. When you get sick, she brings you the same bowl that last Friday you were all eating popcorn out of, and you get sick and you throw up in the same bowl because my mama ain't washing 2 different bowls. No. The other bowls are for cooking. Guess what? When you're done being sick, the next Friday when it's movie night and you go to Blockbuster and you get out your movies, you're sitting on guess what bowl comes out? Filled up with popcorn. So for those of you that say there are no more white traditions that can be pronounced clearly, I submit evidence to you right now. This is absolutely a white person Generation X tradition. Okay?
You know what else is we didn't have like disinfecting spray. We had Lysol, but I mean, you didn't use that on what our parents clean with.
My mama and my grandma used to scrub the shit out of things. They'd wash it 13 times and 8 different ways from Sunday to get things clean. And just letting you guys know, a popcorn bowl was no exception.
Hey, that's why we can get through this COVID shit and everything. We've been exposed to so many germs, dirt, and
I didn't want to go down this road, but I'm going to with you. Let me just talk about this bowl thing a little bit. As soon as you recognize, now when you're 5 and 6 years, 7 years old, you're not really catching on. But you get to be 9, 10, and 11, and she hands you the popcorn bowl, and the first thing your mama going to say, she's going to say, don't worry, it's clean. I scrubbed it. Hold on, I'm not done yet. And then you grab that thing, and you're getting ready to be sick, and you're like, wait.
This looks familiar.
This smells like popcorn. And she goes, you're fine. Well, if I'm using it as a throw-up bowl, and it still smells like popcorn, she didn't wash it that well.
No, she didn't.
Which means when it's time to be the popcorn bowl, do I really got to say it, or you guys smelling what I'm stepping in?
Oh, they know.
You coming along with me on that one? Good. Glad you're coming along. I appreciate that.
Everybody agrees.
All right. So, yeah, there you go. Dun, 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 dun.
Somebody else has said a salad bowl. It was also the salad bowl.
Well, there's comedians that talk about you can tell a comedian who's writing jokes for the sake of writing jokes, and you can tell a comedian or someone who posts something and they've been there. How many of you ate breakfast out of an old Cool Whip, a big old Cool Whip container, that when you got to the bottom and drank the milk, it was stained from the spaghetti sauce from, dinners before? Because your mother would put the spaghetti in there, or the raviolis, and heat it up, and it would stain the bowl, and she'd wash it and feed you cereal in it.
Because our parents saved everything. They didn't know if the world was going to end tomorrow.
Nobody's cheaper than my grandmother. I love my grandmother.
No. My dad was.
No.
I can top
Okay, give me one.
My dad, if we used a napkin or a paper towel and it was just slightly soiled, he would take them and fold them up and put a stack in the garage for checking the oil.
Okay. My grandmother would take aluminum foil from your tuna sandwich. She'd lay it out flat, spread it flat. She'd wash off the aluminum foil and fold it back up and put it in the drawer. We must have had every kind of sandwich imaginable from the same one piece of aluminum foil for 6 years straight. You know what else my grandma used to do? If she received a letter in the mail, now a letter.
Oh, yeah, I can do that one. I know.
A letter in the mail is when you received it. You got to go out to your mailbox and you open up the front, and a postman would come by and put envelopes in there, and you take them out and come into your house, and they're sealed, and you had to open them up. Sometimes an envelope, a letter opener, and you open it up. See, if you guys don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you're on the wrong stream. You're way too fucking young to be in here if you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. However, to mail a letter, an envelope, you had to put a stamp on it.
Yep.
You had to lick the stamp, put it in the corner, or they would not deliver the mail. And then stamps used to cost, I think, 15 cents when I was a kid. And as the letter went through the mail service, a stamp would go on there, so you couldn't reuse the stamp.
Right.
The stamp would hit the top right corner. It'd put a little thing, U.S. postage, right across your stamp. It would ink it. You're done. Sometimes that stamp would miss.
Yeah.
Sometimes that stamp would miss the stamp. It would come down and ka-kung, and it didn't hit the 15-cent stamp. So my grandmother would take it, and she would boil some hot water, and the steam would come up and loosen the 15-cent stamp, and she'd peel it off, and she'd use it again.
Yes. It was a lot of money back then.
She's wasting natural gas or propane on the stove. She's wasting water and fucking half an hour of her day. But she got that 15-cent stamp.
I got another one that's kind of gross that I had to do. I used to hate when my dad did this. He used to take the milk jugs, the gallon milk jugs, with the handle, and he'd make a cut from where the spout is down, so it became a scoop.
Yeah.
I had to go pick up dog shit with that. So I would go out with
That's not actually a bad way to do that.
Milk container and take it and go pick up dog poop in the backyard.
Well, you weren't reusing that one. No,
that goes in the trash. Yeah. But he said, do it instead of ruining a bag.
Instead of wasting a bag, you already had these.
You put
things,
it in. Oh my gosh.
All right. So my grandfather took milk jugs like that, filled them with water, put them in the toilet tank.
Oh, yeah, to conserve water.
Conserve water, because your toilet tank would fill up, and he would save a gallon every time, or half a gallon. Maybe it was half a gallon. He put a half a gallon in there, and that way all these cheap things coming back to my mind talking about my grandparents.
All the stuff that we did that we don't do now.
No.
Have you noticed?
Not even close. In fact, my grandmother was the queen of, if you didn't finish something at lunch, it showed up at dinner.
Absolutely.
Because she saved it. She ran right behind you, folded everything up, put everything in baggies and little shit and tinfoil and put it. And then that is the first shit you got for dinner, no matter what.
Absolutely. And no dessert until you ate that. We don't waste
start with
anything.
That. Then if you're hungry, you can have more of dinner. But you had to start by finishing your goddamn lunch.
You remember my dad's garage. So he was born in 1931. My dad's silent generation, right?
Right.
So when my dad passed away, we all went into the garage to see what my dad collected. And he collected like bottle caps, like the plastic caps.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. But he remember when we were going through it?
Your
he
dad had some
kinds
fucked up shit that he collected. That was like, because I remember walking in there. And you're like, well, do you want any of these things? Do you do something? Would you like to? Now he obviously collected it. Would you like to collect it too? I'm looking at this going, no fucking way. I don't want any of this shit.
You never know what he was gonna have.
He had a bunch of screws,
Right.
that were slotted. They weren't Phillips screws. They were slotted on the top. I'm like, where the fuck am I ever going to use this for? Why would I use this? I'm sorry. If I ever want to make an authentic reproduction of a screen door from 1942, I'll be happy to dig into these flathead screws.
Oh my god.
He had stuff all the time like there's jars and jars of shit. He had a whole jar of shoelaces, and I'm like, what the fuck are these?
That's what I'm saying. He kept everything.
I gotta say, maybe the shoelaces, maybe I could think, but I mean, my God.
I know there was just drawers of stuff.
The cool part is everything in my garage is awesome. My kids will be calling me a certified genius. When I pass on one day, they're going to look at this and go, oh my God, everything we touch is gold. Everything we touch. Look, Dad was so brilliant. That's what they're going to say about me.
No, he's a hoarder.
What did you say yesterday? We're out in the garage doing that stuff and you looked over and you went, oh my God. Do you remember what you said? You looked over and saw the stack of them. You're like, are those fucking, you remember what you said? They're in the corner on the.
Oh yeah, you have a collection of laptops.
Probably
you have like 8 or 9 laptops.
More than that, I got like 15.
I'm like, what do you have these laptops
I don't know. I don't know
for?
why I have them. I have laptops from back for the last 15 years. I just saved. I never threw them out. I just stuck them on a shelf. I got all these laptops.
What, are you afraid what people will find on the laptops?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're worried. You guys are worried about. You know who should be worried is you.
No.
You're not.
It's all the porn that you've been watching.
Some of it's you.
No.
Oh, yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
I'm just saying, now that she knows that, she's going to go light those all on fire. You watch.
Oh, my God.
Also, people...
We'll take a sledgehammer to them.
People coming over for the barbecue. So, you got those laptops anywhere around? All right, look, you guys, it's been fun. I got to get out of here. I would say it's been real. It's been fun, but it ain't been real fun. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. We got to get out of here. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Thank you guys for tuning
Bye,
in.
everyone.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us again. If you had an hour and 18 minutes of your evening to waste, what better place to waste it than right here with Gen X Talks? We appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for staking it out. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. And I'm out.